Anybody could be a singer, but when it comes to certain voices, it actually resonates with your soul. And we have one such person with us. That person is not just a great artist, but that is also a person who's fighting a mighty fight for the past 5 years for the safety and protection of women and children, both in workforce and in basic environment as well. We have Chinmayi with us. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Now you have extended your support for the restless protest, and you have said in a tweet. Can you please elaborate on that?
I unequivocally stand for every survivor that is fighting for the cause of justice across genders. And what the wrestlers are going through is, I completely understand. It's very difficult to speak up against somebody who holds so much power in this country, in so many sectors, in your own sector and in politics. So I understand why it took so long for them to speak up. It is very, very difficult when the person who's harassed you is also your so-called guru. So yeah.
Not just that, you also put forward a question to powerful people here in the state that why different yardsticks for different people who have been allegations of sexual assault, especially naming Vairamuthu. So would you like to elaborate on that?
So I named Mr. Vairamuthu along with 17, 18 other women back in 2018. The numbers kept building. I mean, it was 7. Then I joined as the 8th one, and then there were more. I mean, just don't hold on to these exact numbers because they can be this way or that. But I spoke up about him, and thereafter, promptly a month later, I was banned by the dubbing union, which is headed by Mr. Radha Ravi, uh, who's in fact with the BJP now, by the way. He was with the DMK at that point, and nobody batted an eyelid while I was getting banned. And it's 5 years and counting, almost 5 years and counting, that my case has been going on with the City Civil Court, Honorable City Civil Court. And while so many people from the industry have moved into politics, they have political connections, they have power, yet something that happens right in front of their noses, they will speak. I mean, through their, I mean, and they should speak for every case of sexual harassment and asking for justice for survivors wherever they are, whoever they are. But however, when it comes to somebody in their own circle, which I keep pointing out, then this is something that I don't think any party can claim moral high ground on, because when it comes to somebody in their own party, they'll all remain completely silent. Just like how we saw how everybody went silent when MJ Akbar was named, everybody went silent when Kuldeep Singh raped the now minor, and they went. That was the most horrific case that I've ever read. But he continued to be an MLA. He got continued to get an MLA ticket, and it was only after he went to jail that nobody actually spoke about it or referred about it, even though it was in the party. And then there's Mr. Of course, if you look at the spectrum of far smaller crime. Of sexual harassment, that Mr. Radha Ravi ended up banning me, and he went and joined the BJP. There are photographs of him, saying hello and hi to the Honorable Prime Minister, sir. So everybody, when it comes to their own circles, it's been silent. So Tamil Nadu, Tamilian politicians and Tamilians, so many Tamilians with Tamil origin across the world have unequivocally supported Mr. Vairamuthu just because he speaks for this concept, which is also important, of saving the language of Tamil. But that cannot be your shield to go ahead and keep going on harassing women and then silencing them with all these connections that he has across the world.
Well, to tell you the facts, in the fans, at least in the state of Tamil Nadu, are very badly missing your voice. But at the same time, how difficult has it been to put forward this fight alone for the past 5 years?
It's been very difficult because I know I have been. I think everybody knows that I've been standing alone in this. The one good thing that it really warms my heart is that the wrestlers have each other's support. All of them are in it together, and that is actually my own fraternity has shamed me in this. So many women, from actors and actresses, they have shamed me. Why so late? Actresses who have become politicians have said, why so late? As long as I'm concerned, the poet is a gentleman. So all of this I have heard, I have seen in the past 5 years from women politicians as well. But then I understand how under the clutches of patriarchy and how difficult it is for women politicians vis-a-vis a male politician. So I'm not really going to, I am going to go easy on them, because I understand how difficult it is, because so many of them come off the record and tell me how they have been harassed by other politicians. So I'm like, okay, so if you are also harassed, I'm also harassed, then where are we all going to get justice from the people that they are also working with harassers? So these aren't names that can be named or taken, but this is how it is. It's so rampant that therefore nobody can take or do anything. And as long as my industry is concerned, singers, though many of them have, in private, they have been in support, but they are not in a position to come out and support and speak for me publicly, because look at who I am against. They have no such family support or strength. My biggest strength is my family. And this support is what the other girls lack, and therefore there's nothing much that can happen.
You also have asked for an ICC and also POCSO unit. How do you think it would change the environment for women and children working in such industries?
See, at least for the heck of it, if they can just set up an ICC unit or a POCSO unit, because children are, employed by the industry, children are in TV channels, children are in reality shows, in serials, in movies. There is a very urgent need for a posh workshop, because people need to understand what sexual harassment is. We have for long years and eras idealized and thought that a man pursuing you is love. Eve teasing is street sexual harassment is so called love, is a man expecting that. So in some way, form or the other, we cannot also completely blame the men, because they think this is what they have seen on screen and they think this is cool to do. And so men are also in shock, saying that, okay, what did I do just now? So I believe that what is important right now is a very urgent need for a posh training to say what is okay, what is not okay. Everybody needs to learn. Women also need to understand what exactly is sexual harassment, how they can go and report it, what is available to you. And ICCs need to be in place, which is completely neutral and in a manner that can give confidence for somebody to come forward and report. And I always will stand in for the sake of justice. And when I say I stand for the sake of justice, I mean that I do not support false harassment and false cases of harassment. That's what justice means, to stand for the truth.
You also followed, social media, and anytime you extend a support or talk on such matters, because you're also highlighting sexual or others facing sexual harassment, you are being trolled. How do you face that, and what kind of advice do you have for people who want to bring out such cases?
One of the first things that they ask me, nobody knows, even I don't know where I get my strength from, because the amount of abuse I go through on a daily basis from parties. Now, I think even Makkal Nidhi Mayam's sympathizers have joined in the shouting as well. That, oh, you invited him to your wedding. The same thing, no, that they are asking the wrestlers today. She also invited him to the wedding. I also invited. It's just the way society works. People and families have molesters in their own families that they call to their weddings, but it's not in the media, right? So we are only talking about the larger cause of making things safer in the future. It's just not about, I think it's a very famous dialogue in Tevar Magan, இன்னைக்கு மரத்தை நட்டா இன்னைக்கே பழம்லாம் சாப்பிட முடியாது, ஒரு பல வருஷம் கழிச்சு என் புள்ள சாப்பிடுவான், என் பேரை சாப்பிடுவான். அதுக்கு தான் hopefully my children, see, I also understand as a parent, I have twin babies, I have a boy and a girl, they are 11 months old. I understand that it is not possible to avoid sexual abuse. However, what we can stop is the repeated trauma that society gives survivors of sexual abuse. If this is going to be as simple as I fell down and broke my knee or my leg, if this is going to be somebody molested me, if it is going to not be attached to these levels of shame and shaming and honor and family pride and this pride and that pride attached to the cause of sexual harassment, where the victim gets blamed no matter what for not wearing a dupatta to the right, even leaving their hair open like this. I believe that if that can change societally and culturally, more people, more reporting can happen. Because if actually the number of cases of street sexual harassment to actual serious sexual harassment had to be reported, the numbers would be through the roof. I don't think our courts could have ever handled that sort of a workload. Neither would we have enough police stations to house all of them. Actually, I think in which case all of us should be in jail, so that will be safer. That there are enough spaces to hold all our survivors, but not enough spaces to hold all the offenders.
Knowing that Vairamuthu is very close to the Chief Minister, you have already asked so many times on social media certain things from the Chief Minister. Do you have anything to tell the Chief Minister M.K. Stalin on this matter?
I have been saying the same thing again and again. I asked the previous CM also, Shri Edapadi ji. There was no response then as well. There was a tweet that I put out even when he was in power, and then now I have put out, because I guess the so much of attention that's going on for the cause of sexual harassment now, this has become picked up. But now I am like, how much longer? How is it that the rules are completely different because he's your friend? In which case, that's what's happening with the BJP also. Nobody is talking about him because he's in their circle. So so many of BJP supporters who are coming in defense of Mr. Brijbhushan and shaming the wrestlers today in the same manner that I was shamed, are doing the same thing. They are protecting one of their own. The DMK and other Tamil parties are protecting one of their own. So none of them can actually claim any moral high ground saying they're actually supporting the cause of sexual harassment survivors or justice for them, because when it comes to a friend of their own, they will all remain conveniently silent.
To me, so far you gave us information about your struggle and everything, but in the state of Tamil Nadu, the fans are definitely missing you. Is there a possibility for for you to sing that Oru Devam Tanda Puve for us?
Again. ஒரு தெய்வம் தந்த பூவே கண்ணில் தேடல் என்ன தாயே வாழ்வு தொடங்கும் இடம் நீதானே வானம் முடியும் இடம் நீதானே காற்றை போல நீ வந்தாயே சுவாசமாய் நீ நின்றாயே மார்பில் ஊறும் உயிரே ஒரு தெய்வம் தந்த பூவே கண்ணில் தேடல் என்ன தாயே.
That's what I meant by saying that no matter nobody's like a lot of people can sing, but only a few like voices will resonate with the soul. That was Chinmayi fighting a fight for nearly 5 years alone, but never wants to deter. No matter how much she gets trolled, she says that she believes in something and she will fight for it. Ms. Divyan, Pramod Madhav, for today.